Good morning. This is Shomik Chakraborty and Devashish Sen from outside the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai, and tomorrow is the big day. You all know India and England T20 World Cup semi-final. This is 39 years ago. This venue was the scene of India's heartbreak, massive heartbreak. India came to that World Cup semi-final 1987 as a massive favorite. They decimated New Zealand in the previous game. Sunil Gavaskar got his maiden ODI 100. Chetan Sharma accounted for a hat-trick. But things came crashing down, and Graham Gooch swept India out of the game and out of the tournament. This time, what will happen? As far as I'm concerned, England have the wherewithal to go the distance. I have been repeating this, and even when England were not playing well during the group phase, I wrote and I maintained that England would be a different beast at the business end of the tournament. And they haven't played a perfect game yet in this tournament, but still they are in the semi-final after winning all three matches in the Super 8 stage. So from that point of view, I personally back England to go the distance. What about you, Debashish?
Yeah, I also reckon, but for me, obviously England will be a tough opponent, definitely. And given the fact that in most of the matches England played was in Sri Lanka, where the wicket was not conducive to stroke players. You talk about a Phil Salt or a Harry Brook or a Tom Banton or a Jacob Bethel. All these players are stroke players. They want the ball to come onto the bat so that stroke making becomes easier. So they will find at home. I would say they will feel at home here on the Wankhede pitch. So that might be a possible trait, means that is looming large on the Indian bowlers, because if the England batters fire, means obviously someone like a Jos Buttler at the start, and we all know in 2022 at the Adelaide Oval, it was Jos Buttler who scored that brilliant 80 odd runs along with Alex Hales, and the opening partnership went on to beat India by 10 wickets and march on to the final, and from there on we all know England became the champions. So I think yes, England will fancy their batters to come good, because none of the batters apart from Harry Brook has crossed the 200 mark. So yes, there is a concern, but someone like a Jos Buttler and the wealth of experience he brings in, I think England will fancy. And see, for England to pose a threat or pose a challenge, they have to run. They have to score runs on this Wankhede wicket, because there are runs in the making. You need to post anything above 200 to challenge the Indian batting.
Very well said, Devashish. I mean, the fact of the matter is that England's heavy artillery hasn't fired yet collectively. And it's not only Jos Buttler. If you look at Jos Buttler, Phil Salt, Tom Banton, and Jacob Bethel, the England top order, and it's a serious heavy artillery. If at least two of them fire, at least two of them would fire, England would post a total in the range of 230. And from that point of view, here they have a better chance, because I covered the Sri Lanka leg of this World Cup at Pallekele and Colombo, and conditions were not ideal for batting. And they are basically stroke players. They like the ball coming onto the bat. They like pace on the pitch. They didn't have that in Sri Lanka. Here, red soil pitch, whatever you do, and as we started off saying that the grass cover will be mowed down, everything all said and done, a typical Wankhede pitch, and the ball will come onto the bat, at least initially. It will not be tacky. It is unlikely to be too paced. So from that point of view, and one more thing about Devashish, I want to have your observation on this. There are certain teams who don't like to chase, because under scoreboard pressure, they sort of fizzle. But this England team is not like that, and the proof came in the game against Pakistan. Against Pakistan's spin attack in difficult conditions, the way they chased down, and Harry Brook played a brilliant knock, scored a century. So for all combined, what do you reckon, Devashish, given that England's ability to chase as well, which not many teams do have?
Yeah, I think Shomik, that means this England team do have that batting firepower to challenge any total that has been put forward to them. But I would also like to share a few points about the England bowling. Means obviously most reckon that this England bowling is all about Jofra Archer. But you have a Adil Rashid who can come handy on this wicket, and Will Jacks. He has been a surprise package in the World Cup for England. Means obviously both with the bat and also with the ball. Means getting those crucial breakthroughs as well, also scoring runs. And so England have a lot of variety, unlike what it was in the game against West Indies, where I think West Indies, if you compare the two attacks, I think England has a lot of variety compared to West Indies. Shomikda?
Devashish, once again, a very important point. If you look at Harry Brook as captain, he has broken away from convention. If you look at the previous England captains, they didn't use spin bowling that much, especially in white ball cricket. The biggest example, and you covered that game, Guyana. It was a very spin-friendly combination, but England still went with four fast bowlers and two spinners.
Exactly.
One is Adil Rashid, and another one was Liam Livingstone. I don't rate him as a spinner. I don't rate him as a first-class spinner. So, but when Harry Brook took over from Jos Buttler after the Champions Trophy last year, from then to now, under him, he has bowled, say, 58.6% of overs have been bowled by spinners during the past 10 odd months under Harry Brook's captaincy. So he has given spin the precedence according to situations. And maybe it comes from a mindset. He is a fantastic player himself against spin. You usually don't associate Yorkshire with spin because Yorkshire, the conditions,
Yes,
that
absolutely.
marginalizes spin. And if you look at the great England spinners, starting from Jim Laker, Derek Underwood, Graham Swan, the king of spin, was his name? King of spin, Ashley Giles. No one from Yorkshire,
Yeah.
right? Even the next rung, Monty Panesar, Phil Edmonds, Pat Pocock, they were not from Yorkshire. But it's a quirk that in modern day cricket, two of England's best batsmen from spin are from Yorkshire. One is Joe Root, another is... so maybe that mindset also. And he is taking, like yesterday, Sam Curran said at the press conference, he is taking all the right decisions. So my question to you, Devashish, what do you think about Harry Brook's captaincy and how much this can make an impact in a pressure game like the one on Thursday?
Yeah, I think it will be a huge statement from Harry Brook as a captain. Means obviously he has already proved his worth as a captain, playing that brilliant knock, very resurrected England. Means England in that match, Super 8 match. So I think this England team means, and given that you at the start of this video you did mention that England are the only team means who has not lost in Super 8 matches. Means be it Sri Lanka, Pakistan, and New Zealand, they all won all the matches, and now they are in the semi-final. So I think the pressure of playing a match at home may be on working on the in Indians, but obviously as we all know, means 1987 Reliance World Cup, what an innings Graham Gooch played, means sweeping out the opponents out. So maybe Harry Brook, do you see him sweeping the opposition out at the Wankhede?
Ironically, yesterday when he was batting at the nets, he attempted a couple of paddle sweeps.
Yeah.
The first one he top edged over the keeper's head, and the next one he missed the ball completely to be out bowled. But once again, like you don't judge a book by its cover, you don't judge a great player by his net form. So from that point of view, I think, Debashish, we can end this video on this note that everything is set up for a cracker of a semi-final. Absolutely cracker of a semi-final. And it's an absolutely 50-50 game. What do you think?
Yes, absolutely 50-50 game when it comes to a big pressure, high pressure game like a semi-final. But yes, England will have the confidence behind, given the way they performed. For India, though, they also have the momentum. And the wins against Zimbabwe and the West Indies, and the virtual quarter-final against the West Indies, I think, and as you rightly said, Shomikda, I totally agree with you that it will be a cracker of a semi-final match.
On that note, this is Shomik Chakraborty and Debashish Sen from outside Wankhede in Mumbai. Until we meet again.